What's going on, everybody? Brian Magliu on here for the latest edition of Coleman's Corner. Joining me, as always, is Executive Director of Athletics, Robert Coleman. Rob, thanks for spending some time with us. We're on the precipice of starting our spring season, but a little bit to digest from the fall. It's been a while since we've last spoken, so kind of want to break down the fall before we start talking a little bit about the spring. Your overall impressions of what was a successful fall season, just a couple highlights. Men's soccer hosting the regional tournament here at home. Women's soccer making its first ever appearance in the regional tournament. Volleyball making the conference tournament. Men's women's tennis and men's women's golf having successful fall seasons as well. And of course, esports being national finalists in both Halo and Rainbow Six Siege. So a lot of highlights, your overall impressions of our fall season.
Yeah, well, first off, thanks for having me, Brian. Appreciate it once again. I'm super excited, Brian, about how we're competing as a program. And I've said this, many times. I think here at St. Mary's, what I'm most proud about is we're really doing well in the classroom. On top of the fact we're competing at a high level. And last spring was a terrific spring for us. Where 6 of the 7 sports, played in regional play in the NCAAs. And the fall didn't disappoint. On top of that, as you mentioned, men's soccer, finishing their season, ranked 9th in the country. They've had 46 wins in the last 4 years. It's been a great, four-year run here. And Johnny and his staff winning the South Central Staff of the Year just, did a terrific job. Disappointed to the point where, yes, we thought maybe we could have gone another step or two. But when you really look back at it and what we've accomplished, what Johnny's accomplished as the head coach here, is just, it's been outstanding. As far as Kevin, he's had also a nice 2-year run here. Winning 12 games. We haven't won that many games since 2005, if we go back that far. But even most important, it's the culture that he's created over these last couple years. We're just competing at such a high level now. Making the NCAA tournament for the first time. It goes back to show, like, when you have the right leaders in these coaching positions, what can really happen in a short period of time. And Johnny and Kevin, have proved that. And Laura's on her way as well at volleyball. She and her husband Dave and Markayla as the assistant this past year. They did a great job recruiting a bunch of great freshmen that have come into the program. A majority of them had really, really key seasons for us. We didn't know how it was going to go with such a young team, and we started off the year at a really big tournament, and didn't get any wins out of that tournament. I think we started 0-5, and then from there we played really, really well, and our freshmen played like sophomores almost towards the end of the year. So for them to make the playoffs, we have the team in our conference that wins the national championship, and so to make that top 8, and I think we finished 6th actually. It was another tremendous move for that program of where they're going. And so again, the fall was super exciting. And then you throw, I'll get to tennis and golf in a second, but you throw esport in there and what Caitlin has done with her staff, and to win with Halo and Rainbow Six Siege, just exciting following them and some of the teams that they're beating, some big Division I teams, so to speak, and so again, really excited about how those fall sports did. And as we roll into tennis and golf, excited about the upcoming season. The fall, it's hard to judge. We've added some new pieces for golf and men's tennis. We added some individuals to those teams, so who knows where we're going there. But I am really, really excited. They had both of those programs have had just tremendous legacies. To have women's tennis ranked 12th, it's well deserved after 10 years of great standard of tennis, and they deserve that ranking for sure. And then men's and women's golf just used to go into regional play. Women's golf just a few years off of being in the Final Four. We added a new 1 or 2 new pieces to that team headed into the spring season. So just really excited again. The spring's always been a big season for this program. They've always been really good teams, and so excited again. The fall, headed in the spring, and then what we're doing in basketball right now. Maybe we'll talk about that in a second here, but really excited about what's going on right now with men's basketball.
And you touched on it earlier about the academics. It was announced earlier this week that St. Mary's had 157 student athletes named to the Lone Star Conference Honor Roll. Talk a little bit about that and what it means for the program.
Yeah, I think it means everything. In our strategic plan, academics is the number one thing, and it's 1A to our athletic piece. The competition piece is 1B. 5 years of not having a GPA less than a 3.3. So super excited. One, our coaches are recruiting the type of athlete that can be successful here. I think that we've done a really good job preparing our kids for life after sport. We have a really good plan here of the things that we do for that. Our faculty have been wonderful, with all the travel that we do. I think St. Mary's has a really good name for itself regionally with their academic programs. And so, again, I think we're all blessed. The coaches, get that. Our student athletes understand it's tough here academically. I think we had something like maybe 40 kids who, of that 157, who got a 4.0. So, we won the Balfour Award for the conference last year. The guys won that portion of it 2 years ago, the women. So, again, just really proud we're doing both. We're competing on a high level academically and athletically at this point.
Now looking ahead to the spring season, you mentioned basketball in the thick of things right now. Mm-hmm. Men's basketball, first off, on a bit of a roll lately, winning 4 in a row. Talk a little bit about their performance thus far in the season.
Yeah, I would tell you, Brian, that I've been here 5 years, and I think it's the first time maybe I've seen the team really play with an identity that we've talked about here. What is that identity? I mean, every team needs one, and for us right now, it's playing defense. We've played great defense. It's a very difficult conference, and if you don't play defense, the wins are hard to find. And right now, the way we are playing defense as a team is allowing us to compete and win basketball games. And if we do want to get far into the conference, if we do have any hope or aspirations to play regional play, we're going to have to play this way the rest of the year. So really happy to see, Emmanuel's taken his game to a whole nother level. He's really worked hard here over his 4 years to develop his game. Jalen's been a great point guard for us. Caleb's a couple points away from scoring 1,500. Tyler's an excellent shooter, can score 20 in any given night. And then throw Ryan in there, and Ryan's playing really good basketball both ends of the floor, and then we get Ed back, and he adds another dimension athletically for us. So we've got the pieces. There's a couple other guys who are playing sporadic minutes, but we've got 10 guys who play, and really this team can go as far as they want to go if we play defense. I think that is our identity right now. And we're contesting shots. We're limiting teams to one shot, on the basket. Emmanuel's just, swiping everything off the boards. We're blocking shots. And that's tough for someone to play against for 40 minutes. And so we've got a really good opportunity in front of us. In the past, a couple years here, we haven't finished our seasons well. And this is going to be a really, really good test for us, what we do over these last 7 games heading into the playoffs. But again, excited about where they're at. They should be excited themselves. But we got to get after it. There's no easy W's, as you know, in this conference. And we got a really good team, DBU, coming to town here tomorrow, and excited about hopefully getting after it again.
Now on the women's side, they show a lot of heart, a lot of grit out on the court. Coming off a big win against UT Tyler last night, your impressions so far of their season?
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, I really am excited about. I talked to Val quite a bit, and excited about her vision and her plan, kind of moving forward. Really excited about the win last night for the ladies. We needed it. And we can do that more often than not, quite honestly. It goes back to the same thing. We played really good defense last night. Host of girls made some nice shots last night from outside. Natalia hit a couple threes. Gabby's a wonderful freshman. She's going to have an exceptional career here. What she's doing right now, getting 16 and 13 rebounds, I actually think she's just scratching the surface of what she's really going to be here. I mean, that's a first-team all-conference type player potentially moving forward. And so So the future is bright for us. Val's going to need some time to put her plan into action. There's some more wins this season if we just keep playing that way of everyone contributing, everyone putting in some shots. Gabby doing what she's doing right now on a nightly basis, which is nice to know you get that from someone. And like I said, I think there's some more wins here. It doesn't look like we're going to make the playoffs, but I think we have the vision is, taking the blinders off. We know this is going to take a 2-3 year process to get where we want to get to, hopefully 2. But if not, as I've talked about, we don't want to skip steps along on the process. We want to do it the right way. And she's off doing some really good thing. We've got some really nice recruits already committed to come to us next year. So I am excited about the future. There's no doubt, Brian, in my mind, that all of our teams should be playing in regional play. We are absolutely have all the things here necessary to do it. And it's proof when soccer had a chance to go to the Final Four this year, but they've been to the Sweet 16 a couple of years. Golf's been to the Final Four. Tennis has been to the Final 8, but pretty much been at the Final 16 year after year. And basketball can be the same way. There's no doubt we should be in regional play, both our men's and women's basketball programs, and that's our goal. And we're not going to come off it. All of our teams, in my opinion, have the things that they need to be a regionally ranked program, a program that's extremely viable in Division II. And like you said, we've got the high-end academics and we've got high-end athletics. And so, and I'm not going to step off of that because I think we'd be shortchanging ourselves if we're just okay making the playoffs around here. So that's my 2 cents on that. But really excited about how basketball's going right now, for sure.
Now switching gears a little bit, baseball and softball kicking things off this weekend. February, a busy month for us here at Rattler Athletics. But baseball and softball, before we talk about their season, kind of had a few activities with them. Baseball, their first ever casino night, a great fundraiser opportunity that helps build community, which is one of the words on this mural back here, St. Mary's.
No doubt.
We thrive on building community. Talk a little bit about that, and then, of course, our kickoff social with both baseball and softball at Walk-Ons.
Yeah, so again, Walk-Ons being a great corporate sponsor of ours. We've hosted kickoff night. We started this a few years ago, and then COVID kind of, made us put it to the side for a little bit. But it was a great evening. We did it with both the soccer programs earlier in the year. We've done it with both basketball programs and now baseball, softball. We had a nice turnout. It's really just a night to, in advance, kind of say thank you to all our parents. We're going to do all this traveling. It's a great way for alumni to get together, with parents. And also see some of our current student athletes on our team and hear, our coaches' thoughts about the upcoming year. And so that's been a great partnership with the Walk-Ons, and it's been a nice way to get our season off and like you said, kind of continue to build that community, which it's a big part of who we are here. The casino night that we ran for baseball, it's the first time we've ever done that, in my 5 years, and it was a great turnout by the baseball alums and parents. And again, I think we had 140 people. It was a great fundraiser as well as we got a lot of people together who haven't been together in a long time. It was a fun evening, and we look to do it again here coming up in the spring with our soccer and volleyball programs during Oyster Bake and the Battle of the Saints with St. Ed's. So looking forward to that. So all of those things, again, just a great way. We do the kickoff day with our athletes in August, and then we build that up with new parents in the program, and I think it's important that we do those types of things so we really have that fan support that we need as we head out into our seasons.
Looking ahead, baseball, they kick things off here at home. A little bit of a delay with all the weather, but with all the anticipation going into this season, what do you expect to see from Rattler Baseball?
Better than we did last year, for sure. We added a new assistant coach. I think Chris made a nice hire with Mike Cavazos, and Ryan did a nice job with us, but now he's at St. Edward's, but we made a nice hire with Mike coming into the program. We've had a few other coaches that we've made into the mix, and I think, Brian, we know kind of where we stand. I think Chris said it the other night at our kickoff is I think we're pretty confident we're going to hit the ball well. I think that if we can field the ball better than we fielded the ball last year, and I believe we should and do that. I think it's been an emphasis of ours right now. It comes down, can our pitching hang in there? We've added some new pitchers. We've got some returners who have gotten healthy, and I think if our pitching can hang in there, no different than some of these other teams last year. I think we had 4 or 5 teams make regionals. I think we can be, in the hunt for that. You've got to win 30 games. I mean, it's just bottom line. If you don't win 30 games, you've got no shot. But can we be in that 30 to 35 win? It's a possibility for sure if our pitching can hold out. So I think we're all, excited, anticipating what's coming up. We have a series here with Permian Basin, and we hope to get off to a great start. Everyone's super excited about it. But again, very tough conference, grueling schedule with these 4-game weekends. But I don't see why we can't be that kind of team. When I see some of the teams who made regionals last year, I think that we should be in the mix for that. And we didn't perform the way we wanted to last year. And we had a little transition. Obviously, Coach Migla retiring right before the season and Chris coming in, and now Chris having a full year to get a lot of things, together in anticipation for this season. And we look for a much better outcome, for sure.
Softball, coming off a regional appearance last year, 1 win away from super regionals. What do you hope to see from Rattler softball and Coach Fields this season?
Well, honestly, we had a great season last year. Like you said, 1 win away. I mean, lose 2-1, and we're that close against, Kingsville, who awesome team, has had an awesome program since I've been here in the last 5 years. But to be honest, I think we can be successful again. I do feel that the depth of our pitching is back. I think we know that softball and baseball, pitching is what's going to carry you. We have a lot of unknowns kind of out in the field, but I do think we can swing it well again. I thought we had some really key hits from some big time players last year. So there's a little unknown. I think this weekend we'll find out a little more, as Donna kind of finalizes, who's playing where and so forth. Tough time to do it because we got a lot of great competition in that tournament. So tough time to still be kind of figuring those things out. But I think the pitching can keep us in it. I think we should be a regional type team, be in the mix for that. And I'm excited for both baseball and softball. I mean, the unknowns with softball with the players, can we win 38, 39 games again? I don't know, but I know with pitching, you got a darn good shot to do it. And that's what we have. I think we have all 5 of our pitchers coming back. So excited about both those seasons getting started. And as things warm up, I hopefully, we're going to be on top of the conference again.
Now, before we go, I'd be remiss if we didn't mention Stunt. Mm-hmm. The inaugural season about to kick off February 16th on the road at DBU. But we got a little bit of a glimpse of our Stunt program. They had an exhibition on the road against Texas Women's. What were your impressions of that performance, and what do you look forward to most about finally seeing Stunt in action?
Well, very excited, Brian, because we put a lot of time into it. When I brought this suggestion to President Mangler and our executive group, our executive VPs, we're trying to, obviously we're enrollment based, and I do feel that Jordan did a great job with recruiting, bringing in 22 new young ladies to the school and to the program, just having an exhibition where we were successful. I think it was 15-14 against Texas Women's, and kind of getting those nerves and jitters out. And so February 16th, a big day that's taken over a year, a lot of work that's gone in behind the scenes to get this done, and Jordan should be complimented on her good work. And we're really excited not only just about this year, Brian, but really futuristically of some of the good recruiting she's doing already, where she sees our roster in the low 30s next year, and the growth of it, and then of course the NCAA making it an official Division II sport. Division I, Division III did not move forward, but Division II did, and so really shortly we should have maybe a school or more in the conference. We should have a conference championship, and obviously we're going to have a Division II championship. And so we hedged down, we put our bet down that was going to happen. And now, Stunt will be an NCAA sport with us, and really excited about the growth and the potential here in Bexar County and what we can do with that. And so, Yeah, 16th, no matter what happens this year with that, win or loss, just really excited. We're getting that off the ground. She's, again, building culture the right way. We're going to add more pieces to it next year. And we're going to look to compete. If we have a championship, that's something we're going to have our eyes on how we can go after and try to win another championship. And so excited for Jordan, excited for the ladies, and obviously excited for the program that, on the 16th, it's gonna count for real. So in a quick period of time, we did a lot of work in a quick period of time. So very excited for that.
Exciting indeed. Plenty going on in the world of Rattler Athletics. February, an exciting time here. Be sure to catch all of it on rattlerathletics.com. Rob, thank you so much for spending some time with us. For more on your Rattlers, as mentioned, check out rattlerathletics.com.